Hello and welcome to the English Everyday channel. If you're learning English, you're in the right place. Do you want to understand English better and speak it more naturally and confidently? Many learners know a lot of English, but speaking still feels uncomfortable. The words come slowly. The rhythm feels unnatural. That's where shadowing can help. Shadowing is a simple and powerful technique. You listen, pause the video, and repeat each sentence out loud. You copy the sounds, the rhythm, and the intonation. Today, we'll practice shadowing with a short story. It's calm, reflective, and easy to follow. The story is called No More Racing. So get comfortable. Listen carefully. Pause the video and repeat after me. It started quietly, the way most habits do. She reached for her phone before fully waking up. Before deciding who she wanted to be that day. The screen lit up the room instantly. Notifications waited, already asking for attention. Photos, updates, achievements filled the feed. Everyone seemed busy. Focused. Ahead of schedule. Someone announced a promotion with a confident smile. Someone else shared a perfect morning routine. Complete with discipline, balance, and visible success. She felt that familiar tightening inside her chest. Not jealousy exactly. Something deeper and more constant. A quiet pressure settled in her body. The feeling of being slightly behind, even before the day had started. She checked the time without meaning to. Then her calendar. Then her emails. Nothing was urgent. Still, everything felt rushed. While getting ready, her thoughts raced ahead. What she should improve. What she should fix. What she should already have figured out. On the way to work, the city moved fast. People walked with purpose, phones in hand, as if everyone knew exactly where they were going. She compared herself without noticing. Their pace, their confidence, their direction. At work, conversations sounded casual at first. But competition lived quietly between the words. Someone stayed late again. Someone handled 3 projects at once. Someone always seemed one step ahead. She listened, nodded, smiled at the right moments. Quietly adjusting her own standards upward. Quietly telling herself to try harder. She skipped breaks without calling it a sacrifice. She answered messages late at night, telling herself it was temporary. Lunch breaks became shorter over time. Rest started to feel undeserved, almost suspicious. Even good days felt incomplete. There was always someone doing more. In meetings, she measured her words carefully. Trying to sound confident, capable, effortless. Trying not to reveal uncertainty. By evening, exhaustion settled deep inside her. Not from work itself, but from constantly measuring her worth. At home, silence felt unfamiliar at first. She reached for her phone automatically, as if still being watched. Different faces appeared on the screen. Different lives. The same familiar pressure returned. Someone launched a new project overnight. Someone else shared another milestone. Another proof that the race was real. She closed the app but felt no relief. The race continued inside her head. Sleep came slowly, if at all. Her thoughts replayed invisible scoreboards. Counting wins she never signed up for. The next few days followed the same rhythm. Scroll, compare, push harder, repeat. She worked longer hours without noticing. Trying to reach a finish line no one could name. But the finish line kept moving forward. No matter how much she gave. One evening, she stayed late again. Not because she had to, but because leaving felt like falling behind. The office slowly emptied around her. Lights turned off one by one. Chairs stood empty. She watched others rush toward something. Another task. Another goal. Another invisible victory. Someone casually mentioned a new achievement. She smiled on cue, but something inside resisted. On the way home, the city felt louder than usual. Screens glowed everywhere around her. Billboards, phones, reflections in windows. She opened her phone again without thinking. More updates appeared instantly, as if the world was waiting to remind her. Her chest tightened suddenly and sharply. Not anxiety this time. Something closer to anger. She felt tired of watching others win. Tired of turning life into a scoreboard. Tired of proving she was enough. She stopped walking in the middle of the sidewalk. Right there between strangers and traffic. Cars passed. People hurried around her. No one noticed she had stopped. For a moment, she didn't move. Didn't scroll. Didn't plan ahead. And in that stillness, a clear thought finally formed. This race was never meant for her. She wasn't behind. She was simply somewhere else. The realization felt heavy at first. Almost frightening. Like stepping off a moving train. Then it felt grounding. Like standing on solid ground again. She exhaled deeply, almost shaking. As if releasing something she had been carrying for years. Right there, she chose to stop running. Not later, not someday. Now. The days that followed changed quietly. Without announcements. Without dramatic decisions. She didn't delete every app. She didn't reinvent her life overnight. She simply checked certain things less often. Not as a rule, just because the urge faded. Mornings slowed down slightly. She noticed her breathing again. Noticed the light through the window. Some days she allowed herself to rest. Without turning rest into failure. Without explaining it to anyone. At work, she stopped over-explaining her pace. She focused on what mattered, not everything that could be done. She said no more often than before. Even when her voice hesitated slightly. Comparison didn't disappear overnight. It returned sometimes, quietly. Like an old habit knocking. But its voice sounded weaker now. Less convincing. Less urgent. She started listening to her own rhythm again. The pace that felt sustainable. The pace that felt kind. Progress looked different without an audience. Less impressive, more honest. Without the race, space appeared. Space to think clearly. Space to rest without guilt. Space to choose intentionally, instead of reacting. She noticed joy returning in small, ordinary ways. Moments that didn't need comparison to exist. One afternoon, something became clear. She never wanted to win. She wanted to feel present. Capable. At ease. She wanted a life that fit her shape. Not one designed for applause. And slowly, without approval or permission, she stepped fully out of the race. She didn't lose ambition. She lost the pressure to compete. She didn't fall behind. She finally arrived. There was nothing to catch up to. No finish line waiting. Only her life, moving at its own pace. And for the first time, that felt like enough. Life often feels like a race. We compare ourselves without noticing. We rush, even when nobody is chasing us. This story is a reminder. You don't have to run all the time. You don't have to compete to be enough. You don't have to explain every decision. You don't have to prove your pace is valid. Maybe you're feeling this too. Maybe you're tired of racing. And maybe that's not a weakness. Tell me in the comments, have you ever stepped out of the race? How did it feel for you? If you want more daily English practice, I share a short English quiz in the community every day. And I always explain the correct answer. So learning stays simple and relaxed. Thank you for practicing English with me today. I'll see you in the next story.